जी आए नो प्यारे विद्यार्थियों 10th क्लास दी मैथ दी बुक दा चैप्टर नंबर 1 सो उस चैप्टर दे बेस ते we are going to prove the irrationality of under root 7. So let's get started. To prove under root 7 is an irrational number. बच्चों under root 7 is just an example. So in place of 7 you can put any prime number 3, 2, 5, 11, 13, 19, 23, 29. This method, this procedure, this format will apply to any prime number placed within the sign of under root. ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਦਾ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖਣਾ, ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖਣਾ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? So let's start it. We will start like this. Let us assume that under root 7 is a rational number. So we make the assumption which is otherwise. So we know that every rational number can be expressed in the form of P upon Q, where Q is not equal to 0 and both P and Q are co-prime, or in other words their HCF is 1, or they do not have any common factor other than 1. So thus under root 7 is equal to P upon Q. We write this statement: P and Q integers, Q not 0, P and Q are co-prime. So squaring both sides, we have under root 7 whole square is equal to P upon Q whole square. So square cancels out the under root sign. 7 is equal to P square upon Q square. Q square is in the denominator, so cross multiplication, 7Q square is equal to P square. We give this equation number 1. ठीक है? ਹੁਣ ਬੱਚੋ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ statement ਹੈ ਨਾ ਨੀਚੇ ਹੈ ਵਾਲੀ, you have to memorize this or understand it and you should be able to put it in your own words. ठीक है? This shows that 7 is a factor of P square. ਇਹ ਦੇਖੋ, P square is equal to 7 into Q square. So ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ multiply ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹ factor ਹੋਏਗਾ. So it means it's quite obvious that 7 is a factor of P square, because P square is equal to 7 into Q square. So 7 is a factor of P square. Now as per theorem 1.3, we know that if a prime number is a factor of a perfect square, 7 is a prime number and P square is a perfect square. So if a prime number is a factor of a perfect square, then that prime number, which is we are talking about, then that prime number is also a factor of the square root of the perfect square. When a P square is a perfect square, ਇਹਦਾ square root करेंगे तो क्या आ जाएगा? Square root will cancel out the square sign. We will get P. ठीक है? So if a prime number is a factor of a perfect square, then that prime number is also a factor of the square root of the perfect square. So thus 7 is a factor of P as well. मतलब कि अगर 7 P square ਦਾ factor है तो 7 P ਦਾ भी factor है. This is the statement of theorem 1.3. ठीक है? So ਇਹ statement ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਛੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਮਝ ਕੇ, ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਮਝ ਕੇ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਲਿਖਣਾ ਹੈ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? So ਅੱਗੇ ਚਲੀਏ. Okay. As 7 is a factor of P, let P is equal to 7a. Very obvious. है देखो ना. If 7 is a factor of P, that means P can be written as multiple of 7. ठीक है ना? 7 P the factor है. 7P the factor, so P can be written as 7 into something, 7x, 7y, 7m, 7a. So we have taken 7a. Say, ठीक है? तो B ला लो, C ला लो, कुछ भी ला लो, ठीक है? So as 7 is a factor of P, let P is equal to 7a. Now putting this value of P in 1, ठीक है ना? We have 7q square, इथे P square सीगा. So P square P दी जगह से पाता 7a, 7a whole square. So 7q square is equal to 7 7 49 तो a square. So 49a square. 7 7 the 49 कट गया. So q square is equal to 7a square. q square is equal to 7a square. ਹੁਣ देखो बच्चों, q square is equal to 7a square. ठीक है ना? ਇਹਦਾ मतलब क्या है कि 7 is a factor of q square. Again 7 is a prime number. So if 7 is a factor of a perfect square q square, then 7 has to be also a factor of the under root of this perfect square, that is under root of q square will be q. So this means that 7 is a factor of q square and also of q. ਹੁਣ ਬੱਚੋ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੂਵ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ 7 is a factor of p. Now we have proved that 7 is a factor of q as well. This implies that both p and q have 7 as their common factor. This contradicts our statement, our assumption in which we said under root 7 is equal to p upon q, where p and q are integers, q is not equal to 0, and p and q are co-prime. When we say p and q are co-prime, this means that p and q do not have any common factor other than 1. But here p and q have 7 as their common factor. So this contradicts our assumption that p and q are co-prime. So it means under root 7 is equal to p upon q is wrong. This assumption is wrong. So it means under root 7 cannot be written as p upon q. And we know that if a number cannot be written as p upon q, then that number is an irrational number. So thus, by the principle of contradiction, it is proved that under root 7 is an irrational number because under root 7 cannot be expressed as p upon q. ਸੋ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਵਿਦਿਆਰਥੀਓ, ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਦੀ ਸਮਾਪਤੀ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਬੜਾ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੈ, ਇਹਦੀ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟਿਸ ਕਰ ਲਓ। ਐਂਡ ਐਜ਼ ਆਈ ਸੈਡ ਬਿਫੋਰ, in place of 7 it can be 11, 13, 19, any prime number, and the format and the procedure will be exactly the same. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, do subscribe, and if you like the video, do like it, and do not forget to share it with your fellow friends. ਅਗਲੇ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਤੱਕ ਲਈ ਗੁੱਡ ਬਾਏ। ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ। ਰੱਬ ਰਾਖਾ। ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਵੈਰੀ ਮਚ।